Yes, boys, and we're back. It's your working man, Road to Glory, the AshMann. Guys, I've got a banging episode for you. I purposely not uploaded a video in the last week or so. Well, the last week or 2 weeks, obviously with the Nations League. We've had a couple of there. I've just been putting them on Discord, my lineups. However, with 310 coming this Friday to next Tuesday, we've got some banging lineups. I'm going to show you provisionally what I'm putting out, and I'm relying on you guys over the next day or two to sort of let me know if I should change anyone, amend anything, whatever. We're going to do that. But honestly, guys, I'm so excited. Reason being is I've had a club full of nearly 100 players there or thereabouts between rares and limiteds and everything else. However, I've streamed that to nearly half the amount. I've had to sell double the amount of players to get half the amount of players back, but the players I've got back are all within top 10, top 15 of their respective leagues, and I mean, the banging players, guys. Honestly, I'm over the moon. It's the best I've felt about the account since we've had it, the gallery. So without further ado, before we go straight in there, you know, let's just do a quick heads up about what we're going to be doing, which is as you'll see on the upload here, if you want to join, you're new to Sorare, fantastic. For my personal opinion, this is no money advice, but I just think with Sorare, it runs in something called Ethereum, which is just like an online currency. It's at an all-time low at the moment, so you're getting players that I personally paid for 6-9 months ago, you know, for £100, £200-300, and you're getting them now for half or a third of the price. So this is, for me personally, with all the new leagues out there, to make it more accessible for new starters and for the prices that they're currently at. This is the absolute perfect opportune time to get stuck into Sorare and to not make the mistakes that I've done, which you'll see on season 1. When you, after this, you go back and you rewatch all my videos right from the start, or watch them for the first time. Wink wink. But you want to join, this is what you do. You just go straight onto that link. If you want to use my link, that would be fantastic. At the moment, you are getting a tier 2 player, guys, so they're running tier 3s, tier 2s, tier 1s, star players. Each monetary value gets higher as the players get better, and you get a free tier 2 referral reward, which is fantastic. All you need to do is literally use that to sign up, go into the market, go to manager sales, buy 5 players. As I said, you can get cheap banging players for a quid or 2 each. It's a no-brainer. So you can jump on there now if you can and do it. That'd be amazing. We have 5 currently. We're trying to hit that 30 friends to get to the 1 unique card. Whatever money I get, I put straight back into here for you guys, and we reinvest. But looks like I also have a notification here. Well, you sold Luka Modric. Yes, I did. Okay, so, I mean, spoiler alert there. But big players, bye-bye, and new players in. So what we're going to do is going to talk quickly about previously last, in terms of how I ranked in the last few days. I did the Academy Novice because I was advised to do that instead of going into the All-Star, which I did. And I put Luka Modric in. He banged a goal in. Lewandowski got an assist or scored as well, I believe. What did he get? He got a goal assist. Virgil van Dijk scored, and we had 356 points. Bakasetas would have actually stayed on, but he had a bit of a hamstring or a bit of a leg injury. He was all taped up, so he went off after, you know, not even halfway into the match. And Unai Simon conceded. Otherwise, guys, I'd have been in. I was 68th out of over 20,000 people, so I did absolutely banging, and I'll show you the player I got for that, the star player. We got a tier 1 here on the common. We're not going to go into there. It's a tier 1. We get tier 1s every week, and we get a few rares, don't we? We go into the live, the current game right here, right now. Academy Novice, I went straight back into there again. This time, Bakasetas goes in, and he bangs us a goal assist. Amazing. Brenner, I had him in for the MLS for Cincinnati. He goes in and bangs in a goal as well. Get this, I finished on 227.2 points, 685th out of 16,500 people. My DMP which was a Kanji that had played the last match, and he's been getting 70, 80 scores on his last 3 or 4 games. I also captained him as well. So if he had played and just done what he'd done in his last 3 or 4 games, which no doubt he would have, I would have automatically got that with the captaincy as well and the extra percentage for putting in the limited. I mean, that would have been a minimum a star, if not higher, but it would have definitely been another star player. But Kanji didn't play, so I got a tier 1. It is what it is. Going on to upcoming tables. Here we go. In fact, before I do this, I'm going to, good idea is I'm going to actually show you my sales. Actually, we're going to do this. We're going to show you my sales. And the reason being is then once you see what players have gone and what I've got in, then you'll see how the lineups are going to go, yeah? So we're going to, how's the best way to do this? Manager sales. And if you're wondering why I've got the coat on, guys, it's because, believe it or not, we're obviously going into October, the energy crisis, the way it is, we're all... it's out of pride. I could easily just go and bang the heating on. I've not had it on for the last couple of months. I could go and do it. I'm purposely just being stubborn, putting my jacket on. There's no point. I'm in a big 4-bed detached house. If I go sticking on the heating to warm up the whole house when I'm just cold, it's a no-brainer. But give it a couple of weeks, that heating will be going on. Alright, so how do I do this again? Because offers sent, offers received. You guys probably pointing thinking it's that one right there. Is it transactions? No. Offers sent? No. It'll be offers received. All offers, ended offers, none of this. My listings, is it under there? No. Manager sales, hey guys, come on man. Latest. Why won't it just show me what I have sold? And you guys again are probably screaming going, it's that button, blah blah blah. Alright, so I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm just going to go on manager sales and we're going to work through it this way. Alright, yeah, we're just going to do this. Okay, so manager sales, you can see here, these are the players that I was buying previously on the last videos because we started the ETH Rare threshold team a couple of weeks ago just before the break, and it came up clutch with over 256 points or something, so I got £50. That is one big thing that I'll be going for now every single week that they play, is to go and hit the 250. Obviously if we hit the 225 and get the 24-25 pound ETH, fantastic. But obviously I want to be having players that can consistently try and hit the 250 every single week. That's what I'm going for. But again, that's separate. So let's move on. So what have I done there? I bought these players. Let's have a look at the players that I've sold and then we'll make it easier. So the players that I've brought in, because we're having to go down this route for some reason, so we're going to do it. The players I've brought in are, over the last couple of days, Gerard Delafou. So this guy plays in the Serie A. I am staying away from Champion Europe altogether in terms of entering Champion Europe. I won't be doing that at all this whole season going into next year, and then this time next year we'll cross that bridge. But I ain't entering Champion Europe full stop, or any of the Bundesliga, the La Liga Santander, where you can pitch the 5 players. I ain't going down that route. I've got a game plan of exactly what I'm going to do, what I'm going to enter, and this is the start of it now. So I will pick up a couple of Champion Europe players, which you will see, but virtually 2/3 of my whole gallery now is all Challenger Europe players. Why? Because they do great scores, and then I find they're not as expensive because they're not as mainstream, but you just need to do way more homework. So we've brought in Gerard Delafou. Now this particular chap goes, we've known him, we've seen him in the Premier League, we've seen him at bigger teams. He's now in his late 20s. What is he now? 28 now, because that's a 2021 card. Look at his last 5 there: 52, 72, 76, 60, 92. He literally bags every week. He bags goals. It's Unides. Is that how you pronounce it? Udinese, Calcio. He plays it, and they're in the top 6 right now, top 4, top 6 in Serie A. So that's fantastic. So we've got him to add to our all-star team. Next one, Danny DeWitt. Now this guy here, I got him AZ Alkmaar. Now, he was around £110, Delphi was about £100, so there's about £210 roughly just on these two players, and this is going to be my main midfielder moving forwards. We again look at his ratings: 80, 92. He had an off game there, but he didn't play the full match. 81, 86. The guy's hits predominantly 80s upwards. This is what I want now. I want to be able to create, and what I've been doing the last week or so, week and a half, religiously every day, spending hours and hours building teams within Sorare data that specifically are designed to pick up 50 to 60% of rewards throughout the whole game cycle, and that's what we're going to be doing. So we've gone ahead, we've got this guy straight in. It is Alkmaar. This guy plays midweek and also plays on the weekend. He plays virtually all the time, and again, what's great in Sorare data is that once you go onto a player, you can click onto, for example, is Alkmaar, Unidis, whatever you want, and then you can see within the last 40 games, last 15 games, last 5 games, which we'll show you. And these players that I've picked in virtually most categories in terms of the AA score, the general overall score, how many goals, how much assists, just the general sort of architecture of it. These are all players that are not only great within Sorare, it's in listings, but within their specific league and specific team, they're ranked right in the top sort of 3 and 5. And this is what I've got in for. Why? Because I want players that will help me achieve minimum. I want to be able to go into game weeks knowing that virtually it's going to have to take a sign of God to not give me a tier 3 or a tier 2. That's what I want, which I know is no guarantee in this game, because you could have a Messi and he gets an injury, or you have a Messi and he just doesn't score or something. So it can happen, but if you've got historical facts showing you the story out from 40, 15, 5 games, and historically they're actually hitting them numbers, then they've set a precedent of what they can do moving forwards. And all these players are all in the 20s, barring just 1 or 2 that are in their early 30s, but they're still hitting them big scores. Next one is Gillingham, or Gillingham. This guy here plays in the Spor Toto, so it's the Turkish league. I did say I was going to start going to the Turkish league and having a little bit of look at that. You can quite clearly see here 79, 60, 86, 67, and again only one off game, and even his off game was a 50-pointer. Yeah. Some of these games that you're seeing here between 60 and 70 and 80 odd points, a couple of these they lost the match, but he still went on to go and actually be successful within the match. He plays predominantly as a left back, and when I've seen some YouTube clips and seen a bit about him, he gets up the pitch all the time. He's played literally every single minute, and he's also bagged himself a goal. So you have a look here. He's played 7 matches. He's only scored the 1 goal. Yeah, he's hitting banging scores, so his AA score is top notch, because you can't always rely on people hitting decisives, but if they're hitting religiously, AA. But it actually, bear in mind, if we actually have a look at his previous, for example, his 9, nearly in double digits, and in fact every single year he more or less hits around the double digits as a left back. So he definitely contributes to the team, but he also can have that ability of just giving you good scores. So we've got him in to go into the All-Star. We've also got Teddy Toomey. Now it was actually between him and Anastasia Bakaset, which was showing you on the previous as a common. They're both around the exact same price, give or take £5, as around the £80, £85. He was £84.90, and I could have, for a quid or 2 extra, I could have got Bakaset. And they're both players like a number 10. They both contribute assists and goals like mad crazy. They're both the central focal points of both their teams. It was really, really hard to decipher it. And honestly, I was splitting hairs between it. That he plays midweek, Bakaset plays midweek, he plays in the Europa League, he plays in the Europa League. It was so hard to sort of differentiate. He don't play for his country, but Bakaset does, so I suppose that's one thing you could look at. But then at the same time, I just look at his scores again, and Bakaset is virtually the similar: 63, 69, 100, 68, 71. The guy's hitting nearly 65, 70 points upwards every single match. Once he gets his percentages or he gets captains, that's going up to 80, 90 points nearly every single game, and then plus the other players. So this is how you got to, unfortunately, you've got to just go down. Now, backer sets is one of the backer setters is one of them that I'm probably actually going to go ahead and potentially buy anyway, because I feel like having two, and obviously with Danny DeWitt as well, that would be three amazing midfielders that I can literally rotate depending on who they're playing week in, week out, midweek, weekend, etc. I've actually bought some more players. Offers sent. Where is it? Purchase properties. I tell you what, this is. Why is it not letting me show you what I've gone ahead and bought? That is annoying. My listings. Okay, so this is who I'm listing right now. Justin Backer, which is the rare player who I don't use, and also Candice, these pronunciations, guys. 47.29. I put myself the cheapest on the market for all of these players. Ferland Mendy, I've just sold Luka Modric for like 55, 60 quid. Ferland Mendy, I put on there £50. I've sold Manuel Akanji as well for the lowest bid on there, but he was still 60 odd pounds, and I only paid 30 odd quid on him. Brilliant. Enna Valencia, £33. I've signed a couple of brand new players, Mitch Batshuayi or something, and a couple of people, so I don't think he's going to get as much game time, but he still is the top scorer in the Turkish league in Sport Toto currently. But with this monetary value here, I have in my pocket £105. I also have 30, 70, 120, 130, 137, 142, 145. I've got around £145 on sales that haven't even gone through yet, plus the 104 there. So that's another 200 and nearly 250 quid. About £160 of that is going on a goalkeeper, which I will be going ahead and buying hopefully by tomorrow, because hopefully these guys are going to sell. I've been selling a lot of players, as I said. I've sold Oliver Bowman £71.9. Sven Botman, 68 quid. Brandon Vasquez, £49. Casemiro, £59. Manuel Akanji, 60 odd pounds. Modric, £55. And I've still got, as I say, all these guys still to sell. Who else have I sold? Have I sold any more? No, that's everyone I've sold now. So I've sold hundreds of pounds worth of players, but I've also brought in hundreds of pounds worth of players. Well, them players that I bought, in fact, there's probably a better way of doing this, guys. If I actually just go into my club now, it'll show from the newest. We're able to see here. Here we go. So we've got Teddy, we've got Kanar Erkin, again plays as a left back, is 33 years old, so he's not exactly in his prime or anything, but even a guy like this, for only 20 odd quid, 30 quid that I paid for him, he still hits 70, 75, 53, 70, 60. I mean, he's still hitting banging scores, and again, I think I paid like less than 30 quid, 25, 30 quid for him, so I didn't mind doing that. I've always had this thing in my head that, I wanted like Manuel Akanji, and and that's why it's Sven Botman, who was 22 years old. I've been going for players that are sort of 25 or under, and hope that they'll get better. So rare. I don't have like years or 2 years hoping to put thousands of pounds into this and hope that I get something back. I want to start getting something back now, which is why, if players are now 28 or 30 or 33, but they're actually banging scores, as long as, you double check that the contracts are still, they've still got a couple of years at least on the contract. They're not, in talk about potentially moving, that they are actually getting week in, week out game time still, such as Kanar Ergin, one of the oldest people in the team, 33, will be 34 next year, but he's still banging scores every single week, and he plays every single week. So players like this, you don't mind, spending a bit on. Danny DeWitt, Guillemia, we've already said, Gerard Delafou, and then we've got some other players as like just under that top tier. Hyun Suk Hong, Brandon Mitchell, Alessio Castro Montes. So this is Gen. Gen is here, and this one is, I believe this is, when it loads up, I think these are Bruges, is it? He plays for, Club Bruges. So this is within, the Eredivisie I've gone into, and with the Eredivisie league, I'm really pinpointing this league, and I've chose Ghent as a team because they're in the Europe Conference League midweek for the next month or two, and they've also got the standard weekly match. And these players that I've picked here, Alessio and Hyung-suk, and their goalkeeper Davy Roof, they normally play midweek and weekend. I also want to get a couple of other players from them. Their striker, I'm trying to think of his name, I've got it in my phone, striker, and one of their attacking midfielders. He's again around 33, 34, the attacking midfielder. But then I've got a full stack of again. So if I do want to drop, yeah, they're not all top tier players, but I've got rotational players, and I've got players that can also go midweek as well, which is brilliant. So what I've done is I've kind of stacked this here just to kind of show you something. So this is obviously the team that I'm going rare. This is where I'm still working at. I've got 10 top tier cards that in my opinion are top tier. I've not included America or Asian cards. I've just included the teams, the players that I would generally use as I class as top tier in my club. And I've got these 10 cards here. I've got a striker. I've one striker. I'm actually going to be buying another striker tomorrow as well, which was with the funds that I'll have. And that striker is 1 second. I will tell you who it is. 1 minute there. Aspas. Again, Aspas is 35 years old, but I've checked and he plays all the time and he hits all the time, and it's only about 60 quid. And again, so I'll put Aspas to this with Gerard Delafou. So they'll be my two sort of strikers. Midfielders, again, Teddy Tuma, and we've got Danny DeWitt, and yeah, so they're the two sort of midfielders. So I'll have two main strikers, two main midfielders. Then we also have two main defenders, being Gilmere and also the Kanar Erkin. I then have rotational players such as Kenneth Powell, Alessio Castro Monchez, and Brandon Michiel. Two goalkeepers, Gune Gavenk and Davy Roof, Eredivisie and Techley. But then I'm also going for a new one, Lars Uneman, which if I go to Lars Uneman now, just to kind of show you, this guy here is about the one who's about £160, 20. He plays midweek and plays on the weekend as well. And if you look at these scores here, 61, 70, 56, 34, 80. He plays obviously all minutes. He hits banging scores. I mean, he's kept virtually most clean sheets. He's ranked in the All-Star. When you go on Sorare data, he's like in the top three goalkeepers of every single person, so he's extremely ranked. But it means then I will have a rotation of 3 quality goalkeepers that I can rotate around. So I generally feel like these players here is a very small pool, but All-Star and then going into whether I want to do Challenger or All-Star and then the other leagues. But as I said, this is what I'm going for now. If we have a look at the next one, which is mid-tier teams, you'll see I've got 17. Now, these ones are players that I could potentially sell, or I might rotate for the players that you need for the underdog or under 45s, or you might want to have for the legend squad. So these are players that I'll put in there rotationary, and we've got a bit of a mixture here. Again, fairly many. Some of these I'm going to be selling, they're already on the market, but these players only ever hit between sort of that 30 to 60 mark maximum, so they're not classed as my sort of upper tier players. I'd rather obviously get that from 17 down to say 10, but then get an extra 3 quality players going into my main 10 as well. So I've put top tier, mid tier, and then low tier players. And if we have a look at the low tier players, I have 31 here, which just shows you, and a lot of these players, I mean, some of them, about 5 of them don't even play full stop, and the other 25 odd are players that hit anywhere from 15 to say 40. So for your L40 or less, these are the pool that I want to be going for. So it's alright, I don't mind having 60 cards or something, as long as I have the top tier I want to potentially have up to 15, 20 in the top tier at some point, only have around 10, 15 in the mid tier, and then in the low tier only have a small select few, because really this isn't something I prioritise. These are just people that are just there, you know, they've gone down in ratings or whatever. Now, if I go to Sorare data, I just want to kind of show you sort of an example of where I am in terms of building the teams, and before we go ahead and show you all my lineups, I just want to show you a couple of things. Now, this is what I've been doing, is going to the All-Star here, I've been going to Challenger, just these particular ones. I did try under 23s, it's going to cost around £600, £650 to get 5 amazing players that will hit 50% of the time rewards, but it's going to cost £600 to £700. Global All-Star, obviously cheaper. So this is the squad in terms of what I'll be looking at. Lars Unnamun, and yes, you are going to see me while I build it, but I've done it a million times, so it should take less than 10 seconds to do that. When it decides to load up, one says, oh yes, it is loading, so actually this may take, I wish I could go now. I mean, to be fair, we could do that in the editing, but it is getting on. So, alright, so this is going to take actually a lifetime, but I'll save you the trouble now of doing it. I've done this loads of times. It hits me around 66% rewards. I think they played 22 times together with 13, 14 rewards out of the 22 times. It's around a 60% conversion. I had a look. There was one top player. I'm trying to think of the name of it now. Tier 1. The next one, star player. There was 1 star, there was 3 tier 2s, a bunch of tier 3s, and then a few that I didn't get. So that just shows you, and that was with the players that I've mentioned. So going into my lineup, this is now what it comes down to. What are your thoughts on this? Bear in mind, I need to get AshMann-SPORTZ, which I'm going to be putting into some form of listing, and I'm also getting Lars Unnamun to go in. And then I've also got some more money, which I'll be buying another big player for my All-Star rare team. So let's go into teams and let's show you what I have. Okay. Now it is saying draft on one of them, and that's because I don't have a player. So let me just add one in there just for the gigs. So who can I just add in there? Let's just add anyone in. Alright, let's hope that, let's say, will he play? Let's go Matt Hummels. Let's just add him in just for the laugh. Let's just move that a sec. Okay, so that's in now. Alright, so these are the 11 teams. So these are the main ones that I want to discuss. So we've got Limited America. Guys, there's only 2 or 3 matches left in America, so at this point it's too late for me to really start changing this up. We'll move on to another video about my plan about Asia and Limited and how I want to do that for February when they start, but trying to think Christmas time, New Year time on what to do with these players, which we'll discuss. So Limited America, Limited Asia, we'll put in what we currently have that have the best lineups. We'll see what happens. All-Star Rare, these are the same 4 players that I put in every single time. Kenneth Paul is the best player by far, most consistent, hits me 60 plus points virtually all the time. So this, I'm expecting 225, but again, if I can get the 250 threshold, get the 50 quid, be very nice. Underdog, we'll forget about Underdog right now. Let's go straight to the one that I want to talk about, which is Limited All-Star. So Davy Rufy, but he's going to be getting moved into the Specialist. The Specialist Gunnar Govenk is going to be getting moved into Legend, and Piri, my goalkeeper there, is getting moved into one of these. It was, I think it's the Underdog 45. So I will be shifting these around. So you're going to have Lars Unnamun here, and Gilmere, Danny DeWitt, Teddy Turman, and Gerard Delafou. Now, if I go to here and show you my lineup builder, saved lineup, sorry. Alright, so it should have, wow, this is going to be a killer, this, because I really wanted to show you my Sorare data so I could show you sort of the percentages, the lineups. Basically, I've put in the best ones, so it's all the top teams going against all the lower teams, all the best players that I have on the game. I'm expecting rewards. I have to see a reward from this. So if you feel like I should change anyone for any of these players, have a little scan and look at them now. We've gone in with specialist here. Alessio and Hyun. These are my two players that I'm going to go for points, and a goalkeeper, obviously having Davy Ruth or Guvenkin. I'm expecting some, keep a clean sheet there. These two guys here, Vitinha plays for Burnley. Jetmir normally on just about 60 minutes in a match, so he's probably going to be my lowest scorer straight away. Legends Challenge, we've gone in here, Kenneth Paul, Valentin Rongier, Borges Iglesias, and then obviously the goalkeeper. Now, I'm going to, again, I want to just facilitate and just, Upamecano's my star player that I got last time, so now I've got Delafu, Lewandowski, Upamecano, Brian, Unai Simon. So again, I'm expecting a star player on this as well. So these are the ones that I want to be going for. Limited All-Star, first and foremost, and Specialist. These are the two. The All-Star Rare, upgrading, selling Mohamed El, and then getting a striker, paying another £100 on top of the money by selling him, and then get myself like a £200 striker, somebody that's actually going to bag. And I've already got 3 strikers lined up, ready to go, and their names are as follows. I've already said, guys, I've already done the research. We've got Tai Baribo, who plays for Wolfsberger on the Austrian Bundesliga. Kevin Van Veem, who plays for Motherwell in the Premiership, so that's the Scottish League. And then the one who I want to go for is Marcus Pink. Again, he plays in the Austrian Bundesliga. He's only 31 years old, and their team is a sort of top 6, top 8 team, but he's the one who bags them all their goals, and he plays all 90 minutes. So he doesn't play midweek, but I'm not bothered about having a midweek in a rare team, guys. I just want a team that plays week in, week out, and tries to hit the 215, has a good chance. So I'm prioritising All-Star Rare, All-Star Limited Specialists, then with my other key players, put them into Legend, and then whatever I have left, basically Underdog Limited, the 45, Champion Europe, Challenger. I don't expect nothing from any of these teams, I'm just putting them in. So that's where we are with it, guys. Now I'm going to upload all of these teams tonight to the chat. So if you guys aren't already linked into the Discord, check at the bottom of the channel, get onto the Discord, give me your thumbs up, give me your likes and subscribes, it'd be amazing. Let's get the ball rolling, guys. It's going to be onwards, upwards. We're going to try and get weekly rewards every single week. I want mad rewards, and I want to start having money, £50 a week coming in from the rare, and £50 a week or whatever from rewards minimum. If I can get £100, a week, £400-500 a month. I mean, I know it might sound unrealistic, but you'll need that 1-star player, that 1 tier 1 that gets you £150 like that in one reward. And if I go by these stats, and Sorare data doesn't lie, it shows you what you get. It can't be faulted. These people and these lineups should get me tier 1s, tier 2s most weeks. So this is what I'm going for now, guys. So I hope you approve. I know I've waffled on because I didn't really get a plan for it. It was a case of just show you all the players and get on with it. Probably need a little more structure to my videos moving forward, so I'm going to start jotting down what I need to do, because at the moment it is everything. Also, the internet is an absolute killer, because look, oh, here we go, we finally got Sorare data up. So moving on to the All-Star Limited, Ghent 7th versus 17th, 58% chance of winning. We've got Gilmere playing in his respective league, 60% chance of winning against an 18th team. We've got 6th versus 4th, he plays for 6th, 57%. But this guy, even on losing, he still assists or scores like an attacking midfielder. So I'm not really worried the fact that it is a close-knit sort of rivalry. I reckon they're still going to win, and if they don't win, he's going to bag an assist or goal. I feel it in my bones. Danny DeWitt, AZ Alkmaar, 55% to 20%, and Gerard Delafu, Udinese against Girona, and it's 3rd versus 17th. So guys, I think barring Teddy Tuma, which I could swap out, for example, Alessio Castro, and put in my other Ghent player there, I could put in Kanar Erkin, who is, but again, his matchup's not fantastic. I could put in here Club Brugge against 12th place, 65%, is a defender as well, he plays all the time. So there is a couple of players that I could swap out. I just wanted to put him in because he's a new player, but these are all new players as well. A lot of these are new that I've never put in before. So let me know what you think. if you want to slow-mo this, you can pause it, but here you go. I'm slowly, while we've got the internet, I'll slowly go down, show you the percentages. You can obviously pause this in your own time. And if you feel like an upgrade or change anything, please let me know, because tomorrow I'm going ham on a couple, 2 or 3 more big signings. Alright, I'm going to say arrivederci. It has been nice knowing you all. No, guys, honestly, thank you so much for making this happen. It's been an absolute pleasure. I'm so happy and thrilled that I've actually got a gallery that I'm proud of. I like half the amount of players, half the amount of leagues, more talent, more rewards moving forwards. We're going to up the ante this year. I've said it a couple of times, but it is all happening. Moving from Friday onwards, we're going to up the ante. We're going to have a weekly video where we always do it, and then have a weekly live stream. So we have a bit of ban. All right. So like, subscribe, all that good stuff. From me to you, love you all. Comment and get in that Discord. Let's go, guys. Woohoo! I'm happy.